So today we have a nice problem related to the floor functions. The given equation is on the screen and the question over here is to find the value of x that will satisfy this equation. So this is Anmol and now let us see the solution. How can we solve this problem? So first of all we can see that in this problem we are dealing with the floor functions. So let us go ahead and define it. So suppose if I take the floor value of x equals to some variable n. Now the thing to be noted over here is that n will always be an integer, that is the greatest integer smaller than or equal to the value of x. Okay. Now if floor value of x has been taken as n, then x has to be greater than or equals to n and smaller than n plus 1. This is basically what the floor equation means. Now recall the identity related to the floor functions, that is floor value of x plus n would be equals to floor value of x plus n if and only if n is an integer. If n is an integer, this identity is true, and in this case n is always an integer. Okay, so here we have seen the basic things related to the floor function. Now let us start the solution by putting x equals to 3. On the left hand side, if we put x equals to 3, it will simply turn out to be 3 into 3 into 3 into 3, and that is 81, and this value is going to be smaller than 88. Now if I put x equals to 4, the left hand side will turn out to be 4 into 4 into 4 into 4, and this is ultimately 256, and this value is greater than 88. So we can say that in this equation, if we put x equals to 3, the value of the left hand side is coming less than 88, and in this equation if we put x equals to 4, the value of the left hand side is coming greater than 88. This means the value of x that will satisfy this equation will ultimately lie between 3 and 4. So let us write it down. So the value of x that is going to satisfy this equation must be greater than 3 and smaller than 4. Okay. Now using this thing that x is greater than 3 and smaller than 4, and using this definition of the floor function, we can easily say that the floor value of x is going to be equals to 3. Okay. On the left hand side we can see that there is a floor value of x present. So let us go ahead and change that to 3. So the left hand side will turn out to be x times. Now here we can see that we have x times the floor value of x. Now floor value of x has a value 3. So this thing will turn out to be 3 times x, and this thing is equals to 88. Now to solve this equation further, we will simply substitute x equals to 3 plus a. So in this equation, the left hand side will turn out to be 3 plus a, the floor bracket 3 plus a multiplied with the floor value of 3 times 3 plus a. Now 3 times 3 plus a can be written as 9 plus 3 times a, the floor brackets close, and this thing is equals to 88. Now recall this identity that floor value of x plus n is equals to floor value of x plus n if n is an integer. So the same thing is over here. 9 is an integer, hence we can use this identity. So floor value of 9 plus 3 times a will turn out to be 9 plus floor value of 3 times a, and this thing still getting multiplied with 3 plus a. So if I open this bracket of multiplication, so I will get 3 plus a that is present at the outside as it is, the floor bracket 27 plus 3 times the floor value of 3 times a plus 9 times a plus a times the floor value of 3 times a. The floor bracket close, and this thing is 88. Now look carefully in this floor bracket. We can see that rest of the terms still contain the variable a, and this term is an integer, that is 27. So again, by using the same identity, this thing will turn out to be 27 plus the floor value of rest of the terms as it is. Now we can see that this thing is getting multiplied with 3 plus a. So if you open this bracket, it will turn out to be 81 plus 27 times a plus 3 plus a as it is, getting multiplied with this floor bracket. The floor bracket is 3 times the floor value of 3 times a plus 9 times a plus a times the floor value of 3 times a. The floor bracket close, and this thing is equals to 88. Now in this equation we can see that 81 plus 27 times a plus rest of this thing is equals to 88. Now recall the substitution that we have done, that is x equals to 3 plus a. And also in the beginning we have got this thing that x is greater than 3 smaller than 4. So if x is lying in this range and we have taken x equals to 3 plus a, this means a is going to be greater than 0 and smaller than 1. For this range of a, this value of x will be satisfied using this substitution. Okay. Now if a is going to be lying in this range, this means it is going to be a positive value. So in this equation, anything to be turned out negative is not possible. Now why I am telling that thing is because 81 plus this thing is 88. So for some moment, if I just skip this thing, if I just remove this thing, what we get is 81 plus 27 times a remaining. Now some part is still getting added. This means this value has to be smaller than 88. Let me explain this thing again. This and this terms were getting added in order to give us 88. If I just remove this term, what we can conclude is that this term has to be smaller than 88 because some part is still left to add over here. Now if this thing is smaller than 88, we can say that 27 times a is going to be smaller than 7. This means a has to be smaller than 7 upon 27. Okay. Now you might be thinking why we have got this range for a. So recall that I have told you that a is a positive value. Hence this term over here cannot be either 0 or neither negative. So 81 plus 27 times a plus some value of this term, let it be equals to k. So 81 plus 27 times a plus some value k is equals to 88. And over here k is not equals to 0 and neither it is negative. This means these two terms combined together has to give a value that is smaller than 88. Therefore we have got this range. Any value of a that is smaller than 7 upon 27, this combined terms will give us a result that is smaller than 88. Hence k will have some positive value. Okay. So here we have got the final range for a, that is 7 upon 27. Keep that thing as it is. Now if a is smaller than 7 upon 27, if I multiply 3 on both of the side, 3 times a would be smaller than 7 upon 9. Okay. Now let us express 7 upon 9 in decimal form. So we will get 3 times a is smaller than 0.77. So here we have this thing that 3 times a is smaller than 0.77, and also we have this thing that a is greater than 0. Hence 3 times a will also be greater than 0. This means 3 times a lie between 0 and 0.77. This means the floor value of 3 times a would be equals to 0, as 3 times a lie between this range. Okay. Now look in this term, we have the floor value of 3 times a, and that we can now replace with its value that we have got as 0. So this thing will turn out to be 81 plus 27 times a plus 3 plus a multiplied with the floor value of 3 times the floor value of 3 times a that we have got as 0. So this thing will simply turn out to be 0 plus 9 times a plus the last term will again turn out to be 0. So what is remaining over here is only floor value of 9 times a, and this thing is 88. If I open the bracket, I will get 81 plus 27 times a plus 3 times the floor value of 9 times a plus a times the floor value of 9 times a is equals to 88. This 81 can be moved on the other side, so the left hand side will turn out to be 88 minus 81, that is going to be 7. Okay. So now we have this equation 27 times a plus 3 times floor value of 9 times a plus a times the floor value of 9 times a equals to 7. Okay, now let us move on to the final step. So remember this thing, we have got the value of 3 times a is smaller than 7 upon 9. If I multiply 3 on both of the side, I will get 9 times a is smaller than 7 upon 3. In decimal, 7 upon 3 will be 2.33, and 9 times a is smaller than this particular value. Now if 9 times a is smaller than this particular value, what can you say about the floor value of 9 times a? Now one thing to be noted is that 9 times a is going to be greater than 0. Okay. Now the value for floor value of 9 times a can have 3 possibilities. Suppose 9 times a is smaller than 1 and greater than 0. For this range, the floor value of 9 times a would be equals to 0. Now the other range, suppose 9 times a lie between 1 and 2. For this range, the floor value of 9 times a would be equals to 1. And one more possibility can be there. If 9 times a is greater than 2 and smaller than 2.33 that we have got over here. So if 9 times a lie between this range, the floor value of 9 times a would be equals to 2. So finally the floor value of 9 times a would be equals to 0, 1 and 2. Because it is smaller than 2.33, it can lie only in these possible 3 ranges, and in these 3 ranges, these are the floor values of 9 times a. Now let us replace the floor value of 9 times a in this equation as 0, 1 and 2. So here we are going to see the case 1 in which we take the floor value of 9 times a equals to 0. So the first term will turn out to be 27 times a as it is, plus the second term will turn out to be 0, plus the third term will turn out to be 0, and this thing is 7. Now from this thing we will get the value of a, that is 7 upon 27. Now is this thing correct? So for that we can simply put a in this floor value as 7 upon 27. So floor value of 9 times 7 upon 27. This thing will turn out to be floor value of 7 upon 3. And this thing will turn out to be floor value of 2.33. And this thing would be equals to 2. So we can see that this is a contradiction, because when we take floor value of 9 times a equals to 0, we get a value for a. Now by putting the same value of a in that floor bracket, the answer is not coming 0, it is coming 2. So we can say that this case is wrong. This means the value 9 times a does not lie between 0 and 1. Now let us see the second case where we have the floor value of 9 times a equals to 1. This means 9 times a is greater than 1, smaller than 2. So for this value, this equation will turn out to be 27 times a plus 3 plus a equals to 7. Now when we simplify this equation, we get the value of a equals to 1 upon 7. So in this floor bracket, let us replace a with this value. So we will get floor value of 9 times 1 upon 7. Now 9 upon 7 is going to be equals to 1.2, something like this way. And the floor value of this thing is going to be equals to 1. Hence we can say that when we take floor value of 9 times a equals to 1, we get some value for a, and for that value this is again correct. Hence this can be considered. So from here we have got the value of a, that is 1 upon 7, and this can be considered. Okay. Now the case number 3. Now the case number 3 where we have floor value of 9 times a equals to 2. So for this thing we will get 27 times a plus 6 plus 2 times a equals to 7. When we simplify this thing, we will get the value of a equals to 1 upon 29. Now if a is equals to 1 upon 29, so the floor value of 9 times 1 upon 29 would be equals to something like 0.3, and floor value of this thing is going to be equals to 0. So we can see that when we take floor value of 9 times a equals to 2, we obtain a value for a. Now for that same value, this floor bracket is not giving us 2, it is giving us 0. Hence it is a contradiction. So we cannot take this particular case also. So we can see that out of these 3 cases, only one case is correct. Rest of the 2 is a contradiction. So in the second case, we have got the value of a, that is 1 upon 7. Now recall the substitution, that is x was equals to 3 plus a. Now in order to get the value of x, I will replace a equals to 1 upon 7. So x would be equals to 3 plus 1 upon 7, and this thing is equals to 22 upon 7. And that's the answer that we were looking for. So here we have got the value of x, that is 22 upon 7, and that is ultimately the approximate form of pi. Okay. Now let us plug in this value and see if the equation is correct or not. So 22 upon 7, the floor bracket 22 upon 7, the floor bracket 22 upon 7, the floor bracket of 22 upon 7. Okay. Now the floor value of 22 upon 7 will simply turn out to be 3. Okay. So this thing into 3. Now this fraction over here has a value 3.14, multiplied with 3 will give me 9.42. Now floor value of 9.42 will be equals to 9. So this thing turns out to be multiplied with 9. Now this is 3.14 again multiplied with 9. So 9 into 4, 36, 6 over here, 3 carry. 9 into 1 is 9 plus 3 is 12, so 2 over here, 1 on the top. Now 9 into 3 is 27 and 1 is 28. So the value of this multiplication is 28.26. So if I replace this thing as 28.26, now floor value of this thing will turn out to be simply 28. So 22 upon 7 into 28. From the table of 7 it goes 4. So 22 into 4 is 88, and that was present in the right hand side. So this was my way to solve this particular problem. If you have any other method other than this, or else if you have any other question that you think I should try, you can do comment below. And if it's hard to comment, you can email me, or else you can send it to me on my Instagram. The link is in the description.